put the warning like they did with these other ones. So yeah, within 24 hours, 3,500 shops across the country, including like the little kiosks at train stations, removed all Morinaga products from their shelves. And during this clearing out of products, there were some that were found that had poison in them that were not labeled. Jeez. So this is like actually real. Like they actually did these things. And because of this, Morinaga's stock plummeted. Like during the summer before this, it was 670 yen per share, and then it went to 380 yen per share by the end of the year.
Which, if you think about it, obviously it's like a $3.90 yen decrease. Well, $2.90, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like, half.
But if you have a ton of it,
yeah,
like if you're half your portfolio, like that's bad.
Right. Because if it's also that cheap per share, you'd think people would have a lot of them if they think it's going to go up or whatever. But yeah. Or like if people are starting to sell because it's going down, then you can buy it cheaper, and when it goes back up, you may double the profit.
Oh, maybe this is all just for insider trading.
Could maybe. That is one of the theories that we'll get to. But it is kind of strange how quickly like this happens.
Right.
But yeah, then, so that was October. November 14th, the fox-eyed man was seen again. So the group attempted to collect 100 million yen from House Foods, a different company, in a secret deal. And the police were involved in this, like to figure out hopefully catch the people who are doing this. They wanted a cash delivery van waiting in a parking lot by a restaurant in Fushimi Ward in Kyoto. And then they received a taped instruction in a child's voice to go to a bus stop. There on a bench was an envelope that said to move to a service area on the expressway via Kyoto South Interchange. So then the van was doing as instructed, and investigators again saw the fox-eyed man like at the service area. So he was wearing dark glasses and a golf cap, and he stepped out from behind a car, and they said it acted strangely, which I don't really know what that means. But then investigators suspected he was like watching the van with money in it, and they were about to close in on him and make an arrest when he like realized there were other police area like in the area, and he ran off. So they couldn't catch him, but the investigator was there that had originally been disguised as a passenger on the train. Oh, so he said it was the same guy. Yeah, so then the cash delivery van like followed the instructions to go to the expressway, and it said like go towards Nagoya and stop your car when you see a piece of white cloth and look for an empty can beneath it. So again, like this like piece of fabric.
Yeah, why are they putting all of their faith in a piece of fabric? Right.
But I guess they did find the white cloth, but there wasn't any can under it.
Someone probably picked it up.
I know. Because I guess there was supposed to maybe be more instructions in the empty can.
Oh my gosh. What if they actually had these like really, really well planned out like heists, and people keep accidentally messing them up?
Yeah, every time. Yeah, someone like saw the can and was like, that needs to be recycled, let me throw it away.
Right. Who would leave that on the ground?
Yeah, we don't litter here. It needs to be clean. Maybe. Yeah, they're just trying so hard. Yeah, they called off the investigation at 10:30 p.m. because they didn't have any more instructions on what to do after they couldn't find a can. But the police said they thought it was like all designed to test them and see like how they would react or something, as if they haven't already seen how they would react at this point.
So many times.
Right, yeah. I will say, here's one reason maybe this did not work out. So while the van was waiting at the white cloth marker, at around 9:30, so an hour before they called it off, a different police officer on a routine patrol found a suspicious station wagon with its headlights off and engine running on a road beneath the expressway about 50 meters from where the white cloth was tied. I meant to look up how far 50 meters was. It's close.
Like 120. Isn't it like 3 feet is like almost a
164 feet. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not good at visualizing distance, but I don't think that's that far.
164 feet. I mean, it's less. It's not a mile, right? Obviously.
Well, no, because that's like a meter is like a yard.
Right.
Yardstick.
Okay. I don't know. I tried to convert as many things as I could, but I missed this one. Anyway, yeah, 50 meters. Very close.
Yeah.
So this officer had no idea on the operation going on because originally they thought it was going to stick to like the Kyoto area, but when it said to start driving towards Nagoya, it went out of the area that the like investigators knew it would be in. So this guy's just doing a routine thing. He's checking on this car that seems suspicious. And he said when he went up to the car, he saw this guy that had a thin-faced man in his 40s with a cap pulled low as if to conceal himself. And through an earphone, he was listening to a radio receiver.
Oh.
But yeah. So when the officer shone his light on him, this guy freaked out, drove off, which caused a high-speed chase down these like super narrow roads. I was also going to send you a picture of what a road is like because it's very, very narrow in these areas because Japan.
Right, like one lane.
Yeah, like
but two.
Makes me scared. I could like down alleys they were going.
Oh my
like
God.
During this high-speed chase. So it's like barely a car would fit. But yeah, eventually the station wagon got away. But it's thought maybe he was involved, and that's why it didn't go through.
Right, like he was supposed to drop something.
Right, or like he was supposed to meet the van there or something, and then he drove off.
Wow.
Or give other instructions, I don't know. But they think maybe the group, like, set up the police, too, because, like, they were told it would be... Well, they were told specifically by the group to have a map of the Kyoto, Osaka, and Kobe area, which means like this area for the police were outside of that map. So that's why they didn't warn these police.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So also the station wagon was found abandoned by Kusatsu Station, and it had been found that it was stolen, and left inside was a customized transceiver capable of listening in on police radio communications in 6 different prefectures.
Oh, wow.
But even though there were like a few other things there, they literally, like, nothing was there that could lead to the group, and there were no fingerprints anywhere in the car.
Wow. They wiped it clean.
Yeah. Kind of
That's crazy. But it also makes me feel like they were maybe like onto something.
What do you mean?
Like that cop
yeah,
could have solved it.
Right. He was so close. And if they had just known to be alert, he could have like called it in and they could have surrounded him.
Right. Like it could have been, they were close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like they were totally like incompetent or anything. Like they were trying their best and really trying to investigate, and were close to a couple breakthroughs, but it just never happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so after this, like, the monster with 21 faces continued to harass House Foods for a few weeks in similar ways, like asking for money, not really showing up. And then in December, they moved to harassing Fijiya, which is a retail and restaurant company. So it seems I couldn't really find a lot of stuff about this time, but for most of January, they focused on Fijiya, and it ended with them demanding that the company throw money from the rooftops of 2 skyscrapers, one in Tokyo and one in Osaka.
Did they do that?
I would say they did not. But it's just funny that they demanded that. Like, it is like out of a movie.
Right. I almost wonder if a lot of this is like, let's normalize doing all of these drops so that they're not as like alert. You know what I mean? Because some of them, they are showing up, and some of them, they aren't.
Right. To, like, make it be like, oh, they're just not going to show up again.
Right.
And then that's the one they come to.
Right. And then they're not as prepared because they didn't really think they would show up.
Right. Because they keep not showing up. That's true, too. Yeah, I feel like the station wagon guy.
That was so close.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
I would be mad, but yeah, you can't really do anything about it. But yeah, I feel like they were going to get it and they were going to catch him. Around January 12th, police decide to release the sketch of the fox-eyed man. So this was like 2 months after they had seen him the second time. So they wanted public input on this. But with like public, there's obviously this is more in the public eye with all the other stuff going on. And there is growing public discontent. So they decide to release the sketch.
Right.
So on January 26th, they send a letter to a major media company saying tormenting Morinaga was to save face as a man.
I don't understand what that means. I just don't get how that's saving face, but maybe it's just like, well, we have to show that we're cool.
Yeah.
Like it's like an honor thing. Like, we can't stop now.
Right. Well, also, Morinaga is the biggest dip in the stock exchange, too, out of all the companies.
Right.
So maybe it has something to do with that. Yeah, I mean, I put that here because when we talk about suspects, it'll maybe come back around. So just remember that they said this. But yeah, it is a little weird to say, like, tormenting this company was to save face as a man. But anyway, February, they mostly focused on Fujia still, but they also circled back to Morinaga, like, after that letter came out.
Oh.
So I almost wonder if something happened with Morinaga, like, where this group, like, got mad again or something. Like,
Who... Originally, they were going to go back to Glico in January, right? That's what they said. But then they said, actually, we hate Morinaga now.
Yeah. Right. So I wonder if something happened.
Change of plans. Yeah, maybe they did something.
Yeah, that just, like, pissed off this group again. So it is weird, though. But also in February, they started sending letters to 2 new companies, Meiji and Latte. So these are, like, more candy companies, like, very candy-centric. The other ones have, like, candy, but also, like, snack foods, like chips and stuff.
Oh.
But this is, like Meiji chocolate is huge.
I know. Meiji, I have seen.
Yeah. Big chocolate company. And this is February before Valentine's Day. So now people are wondering, because also in one of their notes a long time ago, they said, like, February would be laced with cyanide, or Valentine's Day would be laced with cyanide.
Right.
That's what they said.
Oh my god.
So, like, they're kind of, well, seems like maybe they'll follow through on that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find if they actually did poison any of those candies or anything. So I feel like it was more, if it wasn't in the public, I doubt they did.
Right. Yeah, that might have been something you heard about.
Yeah. But yeah, but they are targeting Morinaga because February, like, again, candy is found for Morinaga on the shelves with notes that say they're poison. So we're back to that. Yeah. So, like, this kind of continued all throughout summer of, like, give us money, don't show up, poison candy, you find it with a note, or you don't find anything or whatever. Like, this happens throughout the whole summer.
I feel like the putting the note on the candy, so no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
But so they know that they'll actually do it.
Right.
And then when they don't put the note on, then they recall everything and make it public because they know that they'll do it.
Right. That's true. Yeah, and then there's
a lot of psychological warfare going on here.
It is very psychological. But yeah, the whole summer the public's very mad about, obviously, the police cannot catch this group or individual. It's been over a year. They like start